Hello everyone, my name is Ayushi Kadakoti. My roll number is 205028. I'm a student of Isabella Thovan College, Lucknow, BSc Maths Group first year. My topic is singular points, double points, and points of inflection. So, firstly, we'll introduce it. There exist curves with points through which two or more branches of the same curve pass. At each such point, tangent to the curve touches the curve at most two coincident points. Such points are singular points. If two or more branches of the same curve pass through a given point of the curve, the point is known as multiple points. And if, however, the tangent to a curve at a given point crosses the curve such that an immediate neighborhood of the point the curve lies on the either side of the tangent, the point is called point of inflection. Now, classification of double points. There are three types of double points. First one is node, second one is cusp, and the third one is conjugate point. So this one is node, this one is cusp, and this one is a conjugate point. Now, a node is a double point at which the two tangents are real and distinct. In cusp, two tangents are real and coincident, and in conjugate points, two tangents are imaginary. So, tangents at origin. If the origin is a double point on the curve, we can easily find out the type of double bond. And previously, we studied there are three types of double bonds, which are cusp, node, and conjugate points. So, if a curve passes through the origin, the equation of tangent to the curve at the origin is obtained by equating to zero the terms of the lowest degree in the equation of the curve, which means that if a curve passes through the origin, then we can find the equation of tangent to the curve by putting the value of the lowest degree terms in the equation of the curve equal to 0. So now origin are double point. So here is the equation ax square plus 2hxy plus by square is equal to 0. So if h square is greater than ab, the origin will be a node, and if the h square is greater than smaller than ab, then it is a conjugate point. If h square is equal to ab, then it is a cusp. Now, however, exist cases in which the origin turns out to be conjugate even if h square is equal to ab. So it is very difficult to find whether the double bond is conjugate or cusp. Now there are some working rules to determine double points on the curve f x y is equal to 0. So the points are obtain the partial derivatives. Sorry. So obtain the partial derivatives fx, fy, fxx, fxy, fyy. Now solve fx is equal to 0, fy is equal to 0. After solving fx is equal to 0, fy is equal to 0, we'll get the singular points x1, y1. Now if fx1, y1 is equal to 0, then such singular point x1, y1 is a double point. And if xy square minus fxx, fyy greater than 0, then it is a node. And if fxy square minus fxx fyy is equal to 0, then the double point is a cusp. Now if fxy square minus fxx fyy is smaller than 0, then such a double point x1 y1 is an isolated point or conjugated point. So fx fy fxx fxy fyy are partial derivatives. Okay, so fx is xx is double derivative and fyy is double derivative. So now we'll solve an example. Find the position and the nature of double points of the curve x cube plus x square plus y square minus x minus 4y plus 3 is equal to 0. So let's solve this in notebook. So this is the equation of curve x cube plus x square plus y square minus x minus 4y plus 3 is equal to 0. Now we'll solve it. We can write it as f x comma y. Okay. Now fx. What is fx? We previously discussed that fx is partial derivative. So fx will be, see, from here its differentiation will be 3x square. Okay, and it will be 2x, and this one will be minus 1. So it will be fx will be 3x square plus 2x and minus 1. Okay, now what will be fy? It will be 2y minus 4, right? 2y minus 4. Now f double x. F double x is second derivative. Means, see, the differentiation of this equation will be 3 to the 6, 6x plus 2. So 6x plus 2. And f double y will be, sorry, like this. Yeah, f double y will be 2, right? Because 4 is constant, so it will be 0, and here it will be 2. And f xy will be, there is no term of fx xy, so it will be 0, right? Now singular points are given by fx is equal to 0 and fy is equal to 0, as we have discussed earlier. So fx will be 0 and fy will be 0, so we'll keep these two equal to 0, right? So 3x square plus 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, and 2y minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, so from here, if we'll solve it, it will be like this: 3x minus x minus 1, middle term, split the middle term. Okay, so we'll do it like this, and then 3x will be common here, x plus 1 and minus 1, x plus 1. Okay, so 3x minus 1 and x plus 1 is equal to 0. So x will be 1 upon 3 and minus 1. And from here y will be, see, y will be 4 upon 2, will be 2. Y will be 2. Now, therefore, 1 upon 3 comma 2 and minus 1 comma 2, sorry, minus 1 comma 2 are singular points. Okay. Now we'll check firstly at this point and then at this point. Okay, so at 1 upon 3 comma 2, what will be the value of fxy? Here, in the place of x, we'll keep 1 upon 3, and in the place of y, we will keep 2. So f 1 upon 3 comma 2 will be 1 upon 3 whole cube plus 1 upon 3 whole square plus 2 square minus 1 upon 3 minus 4 into 2 plus 3 is equal to 0. So first we'll solve it. Okay, so we'll calculate it, and after calculating we'll find that, wait, after calculating this we'll find that this is not equal to 0. So this is not equal to 0. Okay, the answer is not equal to 0. So therefore 1 upon 3 comma 2 is not a double point. Okay, and similarly at minus 1 comma 2, we'll see that f1 upon 3 comma 2, no sorry, we have changed the points, minus 1 comma 2 will be equal to 0. Therefore minus 1 comma 2 will be equals to double point. Okay, now we will consider f xy whole square minus f xx fyy. So it will come 0 square minus 6x minus 2 into 2, which is equals to 4 minus 12x. And at minus 1 upon 2, because this is not a double point, so we'll use these points. At minus 1 comma 2, f xy square minus f xx f yy is greater than 0. After putting this, we'll find that see here, when we'll keep 4 minus 12 into minus 1, so what will be the answer? Wait, what will be the answer? 4 plus 12, and this is 16, right? So this and 16 is greater than 0. Okay, so we found that it is greater than 0, and previously we have discussed, then when this one is greater than 0, then the double point is a node, right? So hence minus 1 comma 2 is a node. So once again we'll see this. See here, equation was given, right? fxy is equal to x cube plus x square plus y square minus x minus 4y plus 3 is equal to 0. So firstly we'll find fx partial derivative, right? So it will come 3x square plus 2x square minus 1. Okay, and fy is equals to 2y, then minus 4. Okay, now f double x, which is second derivative, will come 6, 3 2s are 6, 6 x to the power 1 and plus 2, and f double y will be 2 because 4 is constant, so here it will be 0. Okay, now f xy will be 0, and for singular points we have to do fx is equal to 0 and fy is equal to 0. So we'll put these two equations equal to 0. Now 3x square plus 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. 2y minus 4 is equal to 0. So from this, by solving this, we'll get that x will be equal to minus 1 and 1 upon 3, and y will be equal to 2. So we'll get two singular points that are 1 upon 3 comma 2 and minus 1 comma 2. So at minus 1 upon at 1 upon 3 comma 2, when we'll put these points in this equation, f1 upon 3 comma 2 will be not equal to 0. Okay, the final result will not be equal to 0. So therefore 1 upon 3 comma 2 is not a double point. Okay, now at minus 1 comma 2, f minus 1 comma 2 is equal to 0. The final result is equal to 0. Therefore minus 1 comma 2 is equal to double point. Now see, for checking whether it is a node, cusp or conjugative point, we have to find this one, f xy square minus f double x f double y. Okay, so the result will be 4 minus 12x, and we found that 1 upon 3 comma 2 is not a double point, minus 1 comma 2 is equal to 0, so therefore it is a double point. So we'll put minus 1 comma 2 in this one, 4 minus 12x, and we'll find 16, which is equal to 0, and the condition is that if this is greater than 0, then it is a node. Okay, so finally we got that minus 1 comma 2 is a node, and we got nature of the double point, we got the double point also. Double point is -1, 2 and the nature is not. Now after this example, we'll move forward and the next topic is classification of cusp. So a cusp is basically single or double. Okay, the single cusp is then again subdivided into carotid cusp, which is also known as single cusp of first species, and second one is rhomboid cusp, which is single cusp of second species. Now at single cusp of first species, the two branches of curve lie on opposite side of tangent at cusp, whereas at single cusp of second species, the two branches lie on the same side. Now double cusp is also subdivided in these two categories. So and there is one more double cusp which is known as osculination. At double cusp, the species may change from the two sides of cusp. The double cusp in such case is known as osculination. Now these are the figures of different cusp. This one is single cusp of first species. This one is single cusp of second species. Sorry, it is not mentioned, but yeah, it is single cusp of second species. This one is double cusp of first species. This one is double cusp of second species. And this is osculination. A point of osculination means double cusp of mixed species. Now, concavity and convexity of curve. Concave upward or concave downwards. A curve is said to be concave upward or convex downward on A, B if all the point of the curve lies above the tangent to it on that interval. See here. Right? And a curve is said to be concave downwards or convex upwards on AB if all the point of the curves lies below any tangent to it on that interval. See. Now, point of inflection. A point on the curve is said to be a point of inflection if the curve changes from concavity to convexity. See, from here it is changing from concavity to convexity, right? Or from convexity to concavity in passing through the point. So, here concave upward or convex downwards is same, and similarly concave downward or convex upward is same. Now criteria for concavity, convexity and inflection. So the curve is concave upwards, that is convex downwards also at P if f double dash c is greater than 0. F double dash c means second derivative. If it is double dash, then this means that second derivative, and if it is single dash, then it means single derivative. The curve is concave downwards, convex upwards at P if f double dash is smaller than 0. The curve has a point of inflection at P if f double dash c is equal to 0. Now here is an important note. The graph of f is concave up at C f dash c if f double dash c is greater than 0, as it is mentioned earlier, right? The graph of f is concave down at C f dash at C f c if f double dash c is smaller than 0. See here, the graph of f has inflection at C f c if f double dash c is equal to 0 and f triple dash c is also equal to 0. Now here is an example. Find the values of x for which the curve y square is equal to x4 minus 6x cube plus 12x square plus 5x plus 7 is concave upwards. We have to find the value of x if it is given that the curve is concave upwards. So let's do it in notebook. The given curve which is concave upwards is y is equal to x to the power 4 minus 6x cube plus 12x square plus 5x plus 7. And we know the condition for being concave upward. It is d2y by dx square is greater than 0. Means the curve will be concave upwards only and only if d2y upon dx square will be greater than 0. So Now we'll find dy by dx. Okay, so it will come 4x cube plus 18 x square plus 24x plus 5. We are getting this by the formula d dx of x to the power n will be nx n minus 1. We are applying the same thing here. So we'll get 4 here, and then 4 minus 1 will be 3. Similarly, 3 into 6 will be 18, and 3 minus 1 will be 2, and 12 twos are 24, and 2 minus 1 will be 1. And differentiation of x will be 1, and constant will be 0. Now d2y upon dx square will be 4 3s are 12 x square plus 18 2s are 36 x plus 24. Okay, now 12x square plus 36x plus 24 will be greater than 0 according to the given condition for concave upwards. Now we'll take 12 out. 12x square plus 12 3s are 36x plus 12 2s are 24 greater than 0. X square plus 3x plus 2 will be greater than 0. So this will be greater than 0. See, x square minus 3x plus 2. No, sorry, x square plus 3x. X square plus 3x plus 2 will be greater than 0 only and only if x will be equal to 2. Sorry, x will be greater than 2 and x will be smaller than 1. See, this is only possible when x will be greater than 2 or x will be smaller than 1. Now once again, see, we were given this y is equal to x to the power 4 minus 6x cube plus 12x square plus 5x plus 7. This curve is concave upward, so the condition we applied will be d2y upon dx square will be greater than 0. So firstly we'll find dy by dx, which will be 4x cube plus 18x square plus 24x plus 5. And the formula used here for differentiation is this one, d2y upon dx square, which is equals to 12x square plus 36x plus 24. Right, now 12x square plus 36x plus 24 will be greater than 0 as it is given here. So we'll take 12 out. X inside the bracket it will be x square plus 3x plus 2, which is equal to greater than 0. So x square plus 3x plus 2 is greater than 0. And this one is when we'll solve this, we'll get that this is only possible when x is greater than 2 or x is smaller than 1. So we found that x is greater than 2 or x is smaller than 1. That we solved just now. But here is a mistake. See, here in the question it is given that y square is equal to x to the power 4 and but it is not y square, it is simply y. So please correct this. I'm sorry for this mistake. In the solution I have written here that y is equal to this. Now moving forward, these are my references, and that's all about this topic. Thank you.